Quarter four is upon us, and I suspect that the majority of you out there will have one of your most favorite holidays coming up in this quarter. And it is an incredible time for us KDP sellers to really get out there and get involved. In fact, my KDP journey started in quarter four last year. So if you're watching this, this was in 2022. My first book was published in the October. And it completely flopped, as most people's first books do, because I was just kind of like, yeah, let's just make a really nice looking notebook and stick it on Amazon and let's just hope it sells. It didn't sell. I still have not sold a single copy of that notebook. So I want to stop you from making that same mistake. By the time November, December came around, I was really starting to get a feel for it. And in fact, one of my best sellers was a Christmas activity book, which actually I believe I did a video on last year. It was like a puzzle book and it sold really well last year. Obviously, there's been no sales on it throughout the year, but actually I'm just starting to put that advertising back into it now. So I think there's a helicopter going overhead. So I'm just going to pause for a minute because I don't know how much of my mic is going to pick this up. Hopefully not much. Hang on one sec. So a lot of these kind of holidays and events, they're going to seem a bit alien thinking about them in August, but now is the time that you want to start prepping and planning so that you can start to market them yourselves. And you can do that via, I would suggest, social media, creating a pen name and then creating your social media accounts with those same pen names. And it's a great way to build up a regular and a reliable audience, people that are going to keep coming back for more. But first up, we are going to talk about September. Our quarter four is going to run from September through to December. And I do kind of like to just kind of dip my toe into some of the New Year products as well. First up, September, we have got back to school. Now, back to school, you think of the stationery and everything that goes into getting your kids back into the classroom. But that's the thing, the majority of people out there are thinking about the kids. So you have got so many back to school notebooks, back to school academic diaries, back to school this, back to school that. Well, so something I wanted to share with you that I found, and this is lesson planners for primary teachers. So primary in the UK is basically from age 4 up to age 11 to 12 before you go off into secondary. So primary students, you would want to have a look if you're cross-selling into America or whatever kind of country you're in, what you would call these. And I would definitely do your research, because even though I've typed in here primary, you could look at secondary in the UK. That's like your 11, 12-year-olds through to sixth form, which is 16. Then you've got your college. You know, essentially, these are your keywords. You know, if you take a look through here, they are just teacher planners. But what we're doing is we're niching down and making sure that they come up. And again, I wouldn't say any of these books are super special, but they're all going to appeal to a different type of person. But you can see on this front page here, this one here has got 356 reviews and is really good. So I would be having a look into that book and seeing what it is that that book is doing so well. And bearing in mind that that's 356, but prior to that, I've scrolled through all of these, doesn't necessarily mean that the very top product is going to have the highest reviews. The highest review, for example, here has 54. Next one sponsored, 88, 17. These ones here aren't even KDP. This is the first one that is a KDP and is very sensibly on a sponsored ad right now, because this is when the teachers are going to be looking for this. So definitely look into that one. This one here, when you have a look at how many search results, we're currently showing 195 search results, which is absolutely incredible. So your chances of ranking on the first page like that is going to be much, much higher. So I'm just going to change this to secondary, just so then you can see what the difference is. So now if we head through to filters, we've now got 172 results. So just by changing to secondary, but actually if you look at it, it's the same books. So these people here have been super smart, super sensible. So sorry for the change in lighting there, but actually it got so much darker in here. It's kind of early evening, so the lighting's just really starting to change. So that's my first kind of book that I would be looking into. Obviously that's got to be out quick. So if you're doing that, I would be putting your sponsored ads on. Try and get some sales, try and get some reviews, and then next year you can start that advertising a little bit earlier. Next up, we have got Halloween. So Halloween, absolutely huge. It's, I would say in America, this is an absolutely huge market. Here in the UK, it's really starting to catch on as well. We're definitely not quite at the level that you guys are over the pond, but I think we're, you know, each year you go to the shop and there's a bit more, and a bit more. And something that I thought was really fun was these family Halloween activity books. So again, we've got a few reviews going on just here. We've got, they're all pretty good reviews as well. Obviously don't be going for something like Bluey because that is all trademarked and you do need to be careful about that. This one here is really nice. 81 reviews there. So it's something that the whole family can do together. And currently that has got nearly 10,000 search results. But if we change that from activity book to, for example, a colouring book, you'll see you will get very different results. So now straight away we are down to 5,813. You can still niche down by simply adding in the word spooky. So you can see here how by changing your keywords around, you're now down to 2,412. And in fact, I suspect if we go for mazes, maze book, here we go. We're now down to 169. And this is essentially how I start my research. What I would be doing is over on my computer, I would be putting all this into an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm thinking about the big events that are coming up. And then I would start doing things like that. So I'd be starting off thinking about who it's for. Firstly, what's the holiday? Who's it for? I kind of want low to mid content. You can, of course, go for like something along the lines of a spooky Halloween notebook. And let's just see how many search results come up. I suspect it will be high, so over 10,000 results. So why would I put myself into that niche? Because essentially, even if you've got search results, you can still rank in there, absolutely. If you've got a really top product, you'd need to put in some graft into the advertising and things like that. But there is still potential. You can absolutely do that. But yeah, so I would definitely look down along the lines of being very specific about the activities. So whether you're going colouring, which we found there was a fair few. As a general rule of thumb, I always like to go for something that is below 1,000. But equally, I have found that that is not always the case, because in fact my children's books, there are over 1,000 on every single search that you would do, yet that sells. My Christmas activity book last year, that had over 1,000, that sold. It's more about the quality. You will watch so many videos of people who are like, I've got 3,000 books out there over on Amazon KDP. I don't have that. I've literally to date got 13, and that's in what, 9? Yeah, about 8 or 9 months that's been. But the books that I have produced, aside from the first couple of notebooks, are quality. I've gone for quality over quantity, and I really think that that's helped me. I've really stayed true to the niches that I've wanted to go into, and then I've kind of developed products out and around it. So it's really helped me build like a little bit of a brand around it as well. So that's Halloween. There is obviously so much more that you can explore there. So next up, this isn't big in the UK, but if you are selling to the American market, what have you got? You have got Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, and this is kind of what I would do, by the way, is I would literally start off by typing in the word. So Thanksgiving, and then I might just put in book. There's a baking book there. Let's go for book. And look, straight away you can see there's a children's book with such good reviews right there. Let's firstly, just going so simply, Thanksgiving book, see how many search results. So we've got over 10,000. So if we go now, my first Thanksgiving book, along that. So now that's instantly bringing up colouring pages. And something as well, you've also got one there for newborns and toddlers. My first Thanksgiving colour pages. The big book of Thanksgiving. My first Thanksgiving, my first Thanksgiving. Like you can see, but we haven't yet specified that we're going for a low content. So I'm going to go for my first Thanksgiving. Let's go for colouring book. Now I need to make sure I spell this in the American way, because it is unlikely someone from the UK is going to be searching for this. So now if we do that and I hit, let's have a look. Now we're down to 1,841. And we're going to now do this for age 3 to 5. And now we've niched down further, so we're going to go filters. Now we're below that golden 1,000 mark, and we're at 778. So this is such a drastic change, because we've literally niched down on the age. And that always makes such a difference. And also it makes it easier when it comes to advertising, because you know who you're talking to. I now know that I'm probably more than likely going to be talking to a toddler's mum or nan, something along those lines, with it being let's face it. So yeah, that is a really good niche to start to think about getting into. We've also there gone for colouring, but again, if we went, let's have a look at activity book and see how many results that brings up. That's just over the 1,000, so I would definitely consider it. That's 1,108. Colour by numbers, colour. There we go, so you can see these ones. A lot of these are not even Thanksgiving. So let's have a look at the search results there. You've got 108. So if you put in your keywords, colouring book, activity book, colouring by numbers, you will likely find something that equally, like one of the really cool things about aiming your coloring books at young children is that the graphics are so simple to use. You can use something like BookBolt to simply take those free stock images and put them into your book. BookBolt's already then got your cover all worked out for you. It's super simple, super easy. Also over on Creative Fabrica, they will also have so many different coloring pages all ready for you to download and put into your book and use however you would like to. So next up, you also have Black Friday. Black Friday directly follows Thanksgiving. And this is what I was thinking about. A Black Friday budget. Here we go. So you can see some other people are already doing this. So like Black Friday budget planners. So now if we go to filters, we're up to 1,000. So we're going to go for a Black Friday budget planner for, and again, you can see these are pretty much the same sort. I mean, this one here, they've put on 2021. I wouldn't actually put a year onto my cover, but I would definitely put it in my keywords. And then the benefit of that is you can go in each year and just amend the keywords. So that's kind of always a bit of a job that I tend to start to do around November, December time. So this one here has got 909 results. So really awesome niche there to go into. And one that I think not so many. Next, of course, we have got December 25th. It is Christmas. And something I was thinking about for Christmas is actually a gift that I received one Christmas. And it was things my children said to me, which I thought was really lovely. You know how your kids, they just come out with like the cutest things and you just never want to forget them. So things my children say, we'll start with that one and then we can add in some other things. So straight away that brings up 6,000. Let's go my favorite things my children say. We are now at 9. We're going to put in there for mum. You could also try for mom as well. That then brings in 215. I would actually possibly, in my keywords, and let's just have a look at this, type in 4 like that. That brings up just 4 results. So you can see here, these are the books that have got that in. So literally, I would also put in something along the lines of like books for first-time mum, books for new mum, mum of a big family, and I would start to really build on it like that. Now, we cannot talk about Q4 with kind of almost dipping into Q1, and the reason for that is because Q1, so many people's sales will drop. So many people will stop buying so many of like the activity books and things like that, but you will see a spike in like journals and planners. But so many of those journals and planners are also gifted at Christmas. So if you're kind of in a journal planner niche, see if there's a way that you can start to promote it. I would definitely say by the end of September, if you're hoping that it will be a giftable item. I really hope that this video has been super helpful for you. It has been an absolute pleasure taking you through these different niches. If you'd like to see any tutorials on them, then please leave me a comment down below. I'll see you all soon. Bye.